Do you know that every puff he takes, he's pouring 4,000 kinds of poisons into his body? It's not a metaphor. It's really 4,000 kinds. One of them is hydrogen cyanide, a highly toxic gas used in industry for electroplating and pest control. A slightly higher concentration can be directly fatal. Tea here is also arsenic, the main ingredient in rat poison. He thinks he's just lighting a cigarette, but he's actually lighting a ticking time bomb. Are you worried about his health? Then you must have never seen what a heavy smoker's lungs look like. Healthy lungs are pink, elastic like a balloon. A smoker's lungs are black, like a burnt sponge. Tar seeps in layer by layer, never coming out. And that's not the scariest part. The scariest part is, when this bomb explodes, they feel absolutely nothing, because the lungs have no pain nerves. They're quietly deteriorating. 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, without any warning. By the time he starts coughing blood and gasping for air, it's often already late stage. Today I am going to tell you what's happening in his body right now. You might, after watching this, immediately throw away his cigarettes. First, let's talk about what happens from the moment this cigarette is lit until it enters the body. What exactly does it go through? After a cigarette burns, the smoke enters the trachea through the mouth, then enters the bronchi, then enters the smaller bronchial branches, finally reaching the alveoli. What are alveoli? They are the place in your body responsible for exchanging oxygen and carbon dioxide. They are the core of your survival with every breath. Blood delivers carbon dioxide to the alveoli, expelling it, and then takes oxygen from the alveoli, transporting it to the heart, brain, and limbs. Only then can you live normally. And with every puff he takes, over 4,000 harmful substances are injected directly along this path. Among these 4,000 harmful substances, the two most dangerous are carbon monoxide and nicotine. Normally, hemoglobin in the blood carries oxygen, transporting it to every corner of the body. But carbon monoxide is a seat grabber. Its ability to bind with hemoglobin is much stronger than oxygen's. As soon as it enters, it directly pushes out oxygen, taking its place, then travels throughout the body with the blood. The result is, his lungs inhale smoke, and his blood transports not oxygen, but carbon monoxide. His heart, brain, and limbs all operate in a state of oxygen deprivation. Over time, his breathing becomes shallow, his physical strength declines, and he always feels tired. It's not that he's lazy. It's that his body is constantly lacking oxygen. What about nicotine? After nicotine enters the bloodstream, it can reach the brain in seconds. T here is a type of receptor in the brain specifically for nicotine, called nicotinic acetylcholine receptors. As soon as nicotine connects with this receptor, the brain immediately releases dopamine, adrenaline, and serotonin. These neurotransmitters that make people feel happy, excited, and relaxed. After he smokes a cigarette, he feels less stressed, in a better mood, and more focused. It's not an illusion. It's a real physiological reaction. But the problem is, this effect doesn't last long. As soon as nicotine levels drop, those good feelings disappear. Irritation, anxiety, and craving immediately return. What to do? Light another one. And so, one after another, a never-ending loop is formed. Nicotine's addictiveness ranks third on a chemical level after heroin and cocaine. He ranks third. It's not that he doesn't want to quit. His brain has been reprogrammed. Now, back to the lungs. Your airway has a structure called cilia. Like tiny brushes, they're responsible for sweeping out inhaled dust, bacteria, and harmful particles, protecting your respiratory tract. But the tar and hydrogen cyanide from burning cigarettes directly paralyze these cilia. When the cilia stop moving, harmful substances get stuck in the airway and can't get out. Bacteria and dust start to accumulate, and the airway becomes repeatedly inflamed. To protect itself, the body starts secreting a lot of mucus. This is why old smokers wake up every morning, and the first thing they do is cough violently and spit phlegm. That's not a normal clearing of the throat. That's his body desperately repairing itself during the night, when he's not smoking, expelling those accumulated toxins. But when he wakes up in the morning and lights another one, all the repair is ruined, and it starts all over again. Long term, the cilia are permanently damaged, and chronic bronchitis sets in. Later, the alveolar walls start to rupture, unable to repair themselves, forming emphysema. Emphysema forms. Chronic bronchitis plus emphysema is medically known as COPD. Once this disease develops, it's irreversible. Here is no cure. You'll only become more and more breathless, until you can't even walk on flat ground. The lung problems aren't over yet. The damage smoking does to blood vessels is equally shocking. Nicotine and other harmful chemicals, after entering the bloodstream, damage the inner walls of blood vessels, making the blood thicker and more prone to clotting. After the blood vessel walls are damaged, fat and cholesterol begin to accumulate at the damaged sites, slowly forming plaque. The blood vessels become narrower and narrower. The heart needs to work harder to pump blood. Over time, the risk of thrombosis significantly increases. A blood clot in the heart is a myocardial infarction. A clot in the brain is a stroke. Smokers have a 3 times higher mortality rate from cardiovascular disease than non-smokers, and these risks aren't just for old age. Cases of middle-aged smokers in their 30s and 40s dying suddenly from heart attacks are common in hospitals. Finally, let's talk about cancer. Harmful substances in cigarette smoke directly damage cell DNA, leading to genetic mutations. Moreover, components like tar in smoke also destroy the cell's ability to self-repair DNA. If mutated cells can't be repaired, they start to proliferate uncontrollably. This is the starting point of cancer. Smoking can cause various cancers, not just lung cancer, but also oral cancer, laryngeal cancer, esophageal cancer, stomach cancer, liver cancer, bladder cancer, and others. Lung cancer is the most direct. Approximately 90% of lung cancer cases are closely related to long-term smoking. Early-stage lung cancer has almost no obvious symptoms by the time it's diagnosed. Many cases are already in the middle or late stages, with a 5-year survival rate of less than 20%. So do you understand now? Every cigarette he lights, his airways are being damaged, his lungs are aging, his blood vessels are clogging, his cells are mutating. All of this is happening silently, without pain, without warning, until one day, his body can no longer bear it, and everything erupts simultaneously. If you are worried about his health, watch this file, send it to him, or discreetly throw away the pack of cigarettes on his desk today.